There is some major breaking news. President Trump sent his envoy, Steve Witkoff, on the other side of the planet saying, get the hostages home. Get the hostages home before the first day of my administration. The world knows that President Trump is coming. President Trump said if the hostages are not released, all hell will break loose. And Israel and Hamas have reached an agreement on a ceasefire deal to end their 15-month war in Gaza. Now, this is phenomenal news. Whether it's going to last or not remains to be seen. Under the deal, a ceasefire will last for at least 6 weeks. Hamas will release dozens of hostages it is still holding from the 7th of October. That terrible mini Holocaust that we saw, an unspeakable tragedy that was performed against Israel. That was unwarranted, that was unprompted. One of the most evil acts we've seen in the modern era. Hundreds of Palestinian prisoners will then be in exchange and allow large convoys of aid to enter Gaza. Then after the initial exchanges, if the ceasefire holds, the second phase will be Israel withdrawing from the territory of Gaza, Hamas releasing its remaining hostages, and a permanent peace deal being settled. Now, the deal still has to be approved by Netanyahu's cabinet, and his political coalition is not necessarily a big fan of this. Now, let me emphasize something. Joe Biden had an opportunity to end this conflict. In fact, you could make an argument that if Joe Biden and Kamala Harris would have been able to end this war back last year, this would have helped them politically. All of the kids who I told them, I said, vote for Trump, vote for Trump. He will prevent World War III. Well, look, guess what? President Trump is already delivering as the peace president before he takes office. All the kids who voted for him, and I've told, on all of our TikTok videos that got billions of views, I said, vote for the president. He'll prevent you from being drafted into a war. It turns out that President Trump is the peace president. This mandate is about peace through strength. Diplomatic means first. You can make an argument that we wouldn't have won the state of Michigan if it wasn't for President Trump reaching out to the Arab Muslim community. And Biden is just so useless. Couldn't end Ukraine, can't end Gaza. What it takes is for President Trump and Steve Witkoff to go right into the scenario before he's even president during a transition period. President Donald Trump becomes president in 4 days and 23 hours. Write it down. He is president in 4 days and 23 hours. And he's going to inherit what he has actually helped broker before he's even president. Can you imagine what he's going to do with Russia-Ukraine? I bet the Russia-Ukraine war will be over by the summer, which is a big deal, by the way. Because during the winter, there's a fair amount of killing that happens. The summer is exponentially higher. There isn't the ice, things thaw, and it is killing season throughout the spring and summer. Mud season, I think, ends in late March or early April, maybe May. And as soon as the mud season is over, it is killing fields throughout Ukraine. This is not because of Joe Biden. It is despite Joe Biden that we are seeing peace in the Middle East. Now, we say this as a show that is resolutely pro-America and pro-Israel. But it's time for the killing to stop. This is not good for Israel's PR. It's not good for their status in the international world to have an ongoing nonstop war where they are being misrepresented as something that they are not. It is time for us to now to have an Abraham Accords 2.0. Biden had to appease the pro-Hamas wing of the Democrat Party, and he was unable to manage any of it. And the stories, by the way, of how this deal was actually brokered are really interesting. Steve Witkoff flies in and tells Netanyahu, we're going to strike a deal. And Netanyahu didn't like it. He said, oh, no, I don't know about this. He said, no. We are not going to start day one of the Trump administration. We're not going to have day one where President Trump has killing fields in unnecessary places. We're not going to do that. This is bad for Israel. It's bad for America. It's getting us closer to a war with Iran. Let's calm down tensions and focus on our country first. By the way, this deal is also very good for Israel. They're getting their hostages back. some people are saying, oh, we can't cut any deals. Look, life is sometimes about bringing people to the table. They get an end to the war. Over 1,000 Israeli troops have died. It says so clearly in the scriptures, blessed are the peacemakers. Blessed are the peacemakers. And President Trump is the peacemaker in this situation. And this is not, Joe Biden was not able to do any of this. It just goes to show how we have been prisoners of the low energy, the bureaucracy, the administrative state. If you can end the Israeli-Hamas conflict before even becoming president, imagine what else is possible. Imagine what else we could do. As these hearings are ongoing, we are seeing the assembly of a superstar team. We are seeing the Avengers squad that will be able to implement President Trump's agenda. We're going to have a reset starting on Monday. Peace in the Middle East, peace between Russia and Ukraine, a booming economy, a secure border, mass deportations. You're seeing a little bit of a preview of what is to come. And if you hear people complain about this peace deal, you should just take a step back and say, you don't want peace? You don't want to stop to the killing? What is in the best interest of America? And the best interest of America is not get us closer to another quagmire in the Middle East, while, of course, standing with our great ally Israel, both of which are simultaneously very important.